We have a mission. I have a mission. We have a mission. You have a mission. I'm going to expose you, inspire you, motivate you. Prepare MWBE firms for contracting opportunities, capacity building, and diverse market growth resulting from commercially useful function participation on the Washington University Medical Campus. We're here because of that project. That's the main reason why we're here today, because of that project. This was designed so that the policy can have ease of implementation, right? That's the mission. You have that. Don't forget that. Sandra already talked about the warehouse. I'm not going to go into what the warehouse is. I think you know what it is because you're in it. But what's important is that as you continue to learn how the warehouse can benefit you, that you're reaching out to us, that you're reaching out to me. If you call and I don't call you right back, call me. Most of you know when you call, you may not get me the first time. Call Jennifer, call the office, Jessica's there, call. If you want to meet, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, that's what we're here for. Strategy. I'm a strategist. I strategize to win. Nothing else. To win. Goals and objectives. I'm here to help you navigate the BJC way. Very specific. That bureaucracy and culture inside of BJC is very specific to what they need to be the profitable organization that they are. They're very process-driven. So I'm here to help you with that. Because we don't want the Anna Levy's of the world to hear things, and I haven't had a chance to address it, help you resolve it, because sometimes that can tend to, hinder progress, and then we got to go and try to clean some things up. We're not perfect, that's going to happen, but I'm here. So you have to avail yourself of that. Create a process for long-term sustainability. Arthur went through that as part of the capable. We're going to do that with you. Rules of engagement. Program expectations. Those are my expectations of you. Rules of engagement. Program expectations. Commit to the program and participate. I talked about that earlier. Commit. I'm here. I'm with you. I'll sit at the table and talk to everybody while I'm sitting at the table. Commit. We must help each other run our businesses more effectively. The assignments that I give you, I'm going to do. So when we come back together, whether it be in a smaller strategy session or what, I'm going to show you what I did for my consulting business. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not doing. And you'll say, oh, he put some thought into it. Of course, because we have to be serious about building our businesses. Open mind, positive mental attitude. Arthur talked a little bit about attitude. I got a little bit something to say about attitude myself. We have to change our attitude. I don't want to hear any more. There weren't any opportunities for me last year or 2 years. BJC said this and they didn't do that. WashU said this and they didn't do that. Don't want to hear it. When you leave out that door today, don't want to hear it. This is a new day. Return on imagination. What is your ROI? I have great expectations for my ROI because I have a huge imagination and I want to return on it. And you're part of my imagination. Program schedule. All the way through, I think it's 2018. In your binder, there's a 11 by 17. I believe it's in the binder. Is it in the binder? The curriculum schedule. So it's a long one. That will tell you each individual session and with a little descriptive of what that's going to be about. That's it right there when you roll it out. So if you want to know what we're going to talk about in any given quarter to the end, open that up and read it. This just simply gives you the dates and some of the interesting topics that Arthur and I put together. And we looked at things that other people had done years ago. Everybody thinks they're an expert on mentor or protege. Everybody. My 27 years says they're not. And I bet you've got several instances yourself where, why didn't it work? Because generally, the majority firms, they're really not interested in mentoring you. And I'm not going to be politically correct about that. They need you because they need a black or a woman on their business. So they create what an illusion that they're mentoring you. But why is it if they're mentoring you, then the other opportunities that they have out there, they don't even call you about it. And when you call them, they act like they don't know what you're talking about. So we're going to talk about that and how so you elevate your understanding of this new regime of how we mentor and protege. Because some of you may be mentors, some of you may be proteges. So just randomly, they've got numbers, they've got dates, bidding strategies, and being competitive. We're going to talk about that. Managing legal issues, right? People talk about legal. We're going to talk to you about legal, you know, and they want to talk about your legal structure, LLC. You know, do you file taxes as an S corporation, as a C corporation? But what about the construction litigation part of it? You know, contracts and claims and force majeure, all those things that you really need to understand in a construction or a design contract that you don't know. Because everybody just likes to talk about the general part of it. You know, your S corp or your C corp or what. But we're going to get into the construction part of that. We're going to bring in some folks from PD&C for you design a professional to deal with the manual of practice and those types of standards that if you're going to be part of BJC as a whole, you need to understand and you need to be part of that. Construction subcontracts. What does your paper say? I was in a class 25 years ago and the instructor came in and he just wrote on the board, what does your paper say? I didn't know what he meant. But after he finished breaking it down, and I said, oh, this is why, you know, we're still in a very litigious. Of course, most contracts have, you know, where you have to, they don't want you to litigate. You have to, you know, mediate and all those types, arbitrate. And, but still, at the end of the day, you know, when people come to me and they have a problem, I say, pull it out. You know, let's see what it said. You know, did you know that it said this? No, I didn't know it said this. You didn't read it. You signed it because you looked at the dollar amount. And the dollar amount is what you were really looking for. Right, over 12 months or whatever, you can make payroll, you can make the payment on the car, you can pay the you know, rent on the house or the mortgage on the house, but you didn't really analyze it, right? We're going to get into that. Commercial mutual fund, managing professional issues and corrective action. You know, these are some real specific topics that really came out of my experience, things that I saw, that I experienced, you know, where I saw other people struggle with or get sued or went out of business as a result of. And I thought, I want some topics that are going to sort of, you know, appeal to the small businessman to help him understand these issues are real and we can't just broad brush anything anymore. We did that one, thanks to Anna and Carrie. We did our break, maximizing opportunities, your opportunities, because they are uniquely yours, right? You have to decide as the information comes through the pipeline from the PMO or from PD&C, you have to determine what opportunity is unique to you and whether or not you can pursue that opportunity or not. Why are you here? Why are you here? You're here to grow your company. You know, that sounds, you know, everybody says that, right? But we're talking real growth now. Not the kind of growth that we talked about 10 years ago or, you know, when I had my other business, right? Discover your individual greatness. In 1985, there was a gentleman who gave me something on a piece of paper. He was the most motivated guy I had met. I was like, why is this guy always so positive? You know, nothing got him down. You know, he would have pictures of yachts and stuff in his cubicle, and you know, so what's that? He said, because I'm gonna have a yacht one day. You know what I mean? He had a picture of a house, and you know, but he was just very motivated. I think he sold Amway or something. I think he sold that on the side. I couldn't do that. But he was very motivated, right? And this guy, he wrote something on a piece of paper, and I rewrote it on a piece of cardboard so I wouldn't lose it. And I kept it for years, and I don't know where it is now. But you know, I commit a lot of things to memory. But it said, talking about your greatness, it says, in business as in life, never assume what you are or aren't able to do. Only by expanding your mind, stretching your limbs, and testing your courage will you discover the unique individual greatness that lies within you. There are things you know how to do that are within you don't even know about. Sitting here today, there's a greatness within you. You may believe it's there, you know, a little bit, but it's there. I've experienced it. I've experienced the unique individual greatness that I didn't know that I had. And part of what I'm going to do for the next 5 years is bring that out of you. Bring that greatness out of you. Not just for you, because it ain't just for you, but it's for other people as well. Because as you become successful, to whom much is given, much is required. Right? We want that greatness. Zig Ziglar said you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And what did I say? Today is a new day. We're starting today. What's the date? September the 12th. Write that date down. Uh-oh. You know, I imagine there's some people that don't like this slide. You know, I saw this slide years ago. Why are we not here? You know, well, this is the owner speaking. This is my owner's side speaking now. Why are we not here? You know, we're going to make sure our original contract is where it's supposed to be. Right? That it's got the cost, and it's got the scope, and it's got the schedule, everything that it's supposed to be. Because it ain't our responsibility as the owner to pay for your mistakes, to pay for your inability to manage your bid process internally, right? Establishing what your fees and doing conditions are, you're reimbursable. Not our, you miss it, you own it. But in this industry, there are companies and people who have mastered the art of growing that change order. Am I right, Anna? Right? See, I'm not Anna. You know, Anna's she's corporate, so I'm me. There are people who have managed that, right? Mastered that. I've mastered the art of finding. So it's all about what does your paper say. If the paper says I got to pay you that, I pay it. If the paper don't say that, then you got to give me the money back. I am a certified construction auditor. I went through and took the exam to become part of that with the NACA, which is the National Association of Construction Auditors. And I did that because as we continue to reinvent ourselves, right? Work on ourselves, continuous improvement, not just for the company, but for yourself. I thought I needed to take something else to the next level, and that's what I did. So I will always challenge you to go to the next level. Find something else within the industry that you may not be particularly that expert in. Let's go and get it, conquer it, and achieve it. Some of us wait for the perfect conditions. I need the perfect project. I need the perfect situation where somebody's going to hand it to me and I don't have to bid it. I'm going to negotiate it. I love to compete for it. There was nothing else that I love to do other than competing for work. I like negotiated work too, but I like to compete for it because I'm a technical writer. I love writing proposals and telling you what my strategy and approach is and looking at the drawings and asking you, the owner, have you considered this, this, and this? How are we going to get in and out? How are we going to do this? Helps the owner as well. You may not get the perfect condition to chase it, but you got to chase it in all conditions, right? The people that make it in this life, I've found, look around for the circumstances that they want. And if they cannot find them, they create them. So you want to be that person that creates that opportunity for yourself. Because when you walk out of here, it may not be there. When you get back to the office, it's not there. You're looking for it, it's not there. You were waiting on a phone call. Somebody told you they were going to hire you, get your contract. It didn't happen. Right? When you wake up the next day, you got a new avenue. Go find it. Go create it. Y'all getting that? Y'all getting that? Good, because I'm getting it. I'm talking to myself while I'm talking to you, and it gets me excited. You know, I'm like, I need an RFP to go after. You know, I need give me something to go chase. You know, I went last month. I had to go to Jefferson City. You know, there's an owner, I'll leave him nameless, who called me to Jefferson City, building a $40 million medical office building with some surgery areas in there, some small structured parking to go with it. And called me in and said, I need you to help me like you helped BJC when you were there. I said, oh, okay. You got a solicitation? How do you want me to respond? What's your rate? Gave my rate, said, send me a letter of engagement. 2 years. What does that say? As you continue to reinvent and improve yourself, make no mistake about it, your reputation will precede you. Now, it's up to you to manage that, right? Because you can spend 10 years building a reputation, tear it down in 2 days, right? Because somebody felt they couldn't trust you, or you stabbed somebody in the back. And people do that too. So don't sit there and look at me like they don't. They will stab you in the back. Sometimes you might do it. Don't do that, right? You want to maintain the highest level of ethics. If that means walking away from an opportunity. A buddy of mine in the room, Carl Grice, Carl and I've known him for years, 20 years, and Carl will in a minute say, I can't do that. Marvin, you know I can't do that. I won't do that. He'll say that. You have to get to a point where you know what your boundaries are. We all want work, we need revenue, we need retained earnings, but don't go after an opportunity that's not unique to you. Don't put yourself at risk in that way. So we're on a journey. We're on a 5-year journey. Some of us, it'll be 10 years, depending on what happens in phase 2. But right now we're dealing with phase 1. And I'm here, standing here as your partner to walk down that journey with you. Identify those opportunities, help you chart the course, help you build the network, help you develop and execute the plan. Your network is so critical. I had breakfast with somebody last week, and they looked at my LinkedIn page and said, how many connections you got? I said, I think about 800, something like that. And I said, how do you get to know all those people? Well, I don't know all of them. I said, but it's key to have a very strong network. I said, while we're sitting here having breakfast, somebody somewhere in St. Louis, Chicago, one of those places that I've been recently, somebody's sitting at another meeting saying, you need to call Marvin Johnson. You have to know that about yourself. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. We're going to get into SWOT. That's the assignment we're going to hit. Leading at the Speed of Growth. This is a book that I intend to give to each one of you. Not today, because I don't have it today. But each of you will get a book, Leading at the Speed of Growth. This is the book that's authored by the Kauffman Foundation, a book that was given to me about 10 years ago. I was in a joint venture, actually it was longer than that. I was in a joint venture at the time with Al Barisi. We were doing a Renaissance Grand Hotel downtown, $120 million, the real JV. And Al Barisi was doing some strategic planning internally. So they hired this real high profile consultant, Clayton Collarelli-Meyer. Look him up. Serious strategic planning, all the corporate executives. So they said, we want you to go over there and work with Marvin. So they came over there and did some sessions with me individually. And don't worry about Jennifer. I took them out, so they're not in there. And so they came up and they gave me this book. So that's how long I've had that book. But the book has some pieces in it that you'll see when you get it. Let me just share what it talks specifically about the growth stages of a business and the evolution of the entrepreneur. Because we can't just talk about growing the business if we're not talking about the evolution of you as an entrepreneur. Because as that business changes and it evolves, you have to evolve as an entrepreneur. If you don't, there could be some significant consequences. You can't stay mom and pop when that business is trying to grow, right? So there's 4 phases. Startup phase. During this phase of your business, you realize that you are really in business, right? I'm doing this thing. You work on the concept of working and receiving money for your services. That's all you want to do. I just want to work and get paid when you first get going, right? You're not worried about planning. You just want to work and get a check, right? Don't mail it. I'm coming to get it, right? That's all you want. You know what I mean? When I was in business, I was better at collecting money than I was managing projects. right? I had my accounting lady was Dorothy back then. I said, Dorothy, call Snooks, call whatever. You know, wash shoe was good because they paid every 10 days, or they paid in 10 days. I would say, no, we don't do the via U.S. mail, right? We have our own account with the courier, send the courier, or you go get it, right? That was collect cash flow, right? We all know about that. Initial growth phase. During this phase of your business, you are in a transitional mode when you need to change from a doer and a decision maker to a delegator and a direction setter, right? Can you make that transition from a delegator to a direction? In order to set direction, you got to be able to see, right? And so many people, they keep their head down because they think society is treating them bad, so they keep their head down. Woe is me, I'm not getting any opportunity. I've got this certification not working for me. I thought I was going to get this. The certification ain't meant for that. I'm an MBE. I do not have a certification. I should probably get one, but I don't have one. After you've been in the industry for a while, then play on your strengths. There's work that I will not be able to get. I was asked to be on 2 of the 3 teams for the MSD, Construction Management RFQ for the pump station. That's it. So I was asked to be on 2 of the 3 teams. That's 2 out of 3 chances, right? 2 out of 3. 15-year deal, somewhere between aggregate, $80 million in fees. I don't know what my piece could have been, but $80 million in fees total. They said, but you gotta be certified. But we were told to call you, you know, and we want you to do this, this, and this. And I said, no, I'm not certified. I said, you know, but call this company. You know, they're certified. They can, you know what I mean? I said, call Marvin Woods with Project Controls Group. You know, they can do it. Very capable. You know, I really don't have time to do it anyway, and I would have to hire 5 people. And that doesn't fit within my plan. You know, if you get it, I got to hire 5 people immediately. That's outside of my matrix. So, can't do it.